Good afternoon, geeks, nerdettes, nerds, and everybody in between, Whovians. Um, I am here today to talk to you about a product that I actually own and have owned for about a couple of months now, and absolutely love. This is going to be a great review. So let me start off by saying that I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and you wouldn't know it by looking around my apartment because I had prior to this I had nothing of Star Trek, like nothing. And I would keep saying, I love Star Trek, I love Star Trek, I love Star Trek, and I would watch Star Trek on Netflix, and people would be like, it's funny, you love Star Trek, but you don't have any Star Trek. Like, you don't own any of the movies, you don't own any of the series, you don't own anything. So, let me just state for the record that the reason why I don't own a lot of Star Trek stuff, and the only reason why I only have one Star Trek collectible is because I can't afford it. There's tons of things that I would love, and I can't do it. But I had decided that I needed a Star Trek collectible, which I think everybody needs a Star Trek collectible of some sort. The piece that is a staple of their collection, and my dogs are going to start barking again because people are out in the hallway talking. Prepare for it. I apologize in advance. Anyway, I wanted that one piece, that piece that when you came in and you saw it, you were like, wow, And I thought once I got that one piece, that everything else would just follow suit. And so we decided to go on a treasure hunt, my husband, my friend, and I. And we went to the local flea market, and I don't know what their mission was going there, but mine was Star Trek. So we come across those new dolls, those new figurines that are like this big, and they're in a box, and they've got like big heads. Like, I think they're called Pops, or I don't know what they are. They're stupid. I mean, they look like a figurine of a character. They got really little bodies and really big heads. It's like, the Spock one was kind of cool because, he's like, but he's just like huge head. And my husband was actually going to buy those for me because they were like the only thing that I found that even remotely was along what I was looking for. And so I held him off. And we found a couple of Star Wars things. There was like a Darth Vader thing that I was like, oh my god. I like Star Wars too. So if you ever need anything to get me for Christmas, just hit the sci-fi section of any store and just pick it random. Doctor Who. I didn't find anything, and I was really discouraged because I was gonna have to leave, and I really didn't want to spend the money that they wanted for these awkward-looking Kirk and Spock dolls. They were just awkward-looking, and I felt that the money they were asking for them was just crazy because it was like, and so I was gonna leave with nothing. Mind you, now that the friend that went with us has no interest at all in Star Trek. None. Doesn't even know what the name of the spaceship is. And we're standing by this one booth where actually I was able to acquire a couple of the small round metal rock and roll buttons that they used to have back in the day. They used to put them on their jean jackets. I got two of them. I got two Def Leppard ones. Anyway, and we were standing near that, and that guy actually had toys. He had like models and toys and things, and I was kind of looking at a few things, and my friend actually, we were walking back down the aisle, and we were gonna go back around to where these awkwardly shapen figurines were, and my friend goes, "Wait a minute, isn't that the ship?" And he pointed, And I looked over to my left, and I didn't see it. I'm like, what are you looking at? He's like, on that bookshelf right there. There was a very tall shelf. And I'm like, no, that's the Lord of the Rings guy. I don't know which one it was, because I'm going to be completely honest, I don't care for Lord of the Rings. I watched all the movies, and just, that's time I will never get back. Like, totally, like, wasted energy. Like, but, I mean, that'll probably have, like, hate mail all of a sudden. I don't like Lord of the Rings. I didn't say I didn't like it, I just say I didn't like the movies. I do like The Hobbit, though, the book, and I just didn't, I don't know, maybe I gotta watch Lord of the Rings again, but maybe I gotta watch it again and objectively, maybe, I don't know why. Anyway, it's not my favorite thing, but to each their own, if you like it. And like I said, I think it was like Orlando Bloom's character, because it kind of looked like that elf with the white hair, but, you know. And, I was like, no, it's the Lord of the Rings guy. And he was like, no, not that. And he pointed again, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, what the hell are you? And it caught my eye. Like, I don't know how I missed it the first time. I mean, it's not small, by no means, but I, missed it, and you know, my reaction when I saw it was for real. I just went, and I gasped, and I just kind of like beelined to it and just loved it. And my husband saw it and saw my reaction, and he went over to ask the woman. He was like, how much for the USS Enterprise? And the woman looks over at me, and I'm just kind of like, you know. And she goes, oh, the spaceship. And I'm, yeah, the space. It has a name. You know, it's just kind of like, yeah, the spaceship. This right here. So she gives him a price, and I won't tell you what that is just yet. But that ain't what I paid for it. I actually got it because the minute she gave him a price, I'm like, oh, this is wrong, and this is wrong. And so I got her down. She just wanted to get rid of it. Okay. But because it's a flea market, and unless you buy something that's packaged in its original packaging, chances are it's going to have some damage, it's going to have some wear and tear, and you got to remember this thing is 20 years old. It was released in 1993, I think, and it's 20 years old, so it's got some wear and tear. But for being 20 years old, and what little bit of wear and tear that it has, it's been very well taken care of. And when I got her down to the price that I got it for, there, you could not have walked away. You wouldn't have. Even with the problems that it had, you wouldn't have walked away. Like, if you did, you were stupid. And you would have been kicking your ass all the way to the fucking car, and all the way home, and all the way back. I mean, you would have just been like, I gotta go get that thing, because it's gonna go. You know. But, enough talk about me finding this. I'm going to show it to you now. This is not light at all. It's very heavy. It's all, you know, it's die cast, so it's very heavy, and it's very big. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to two-hand it. Slowly for dramatic entrance. Oh! Yes. Okay, these pieces come apart. Okay. So you have a base, and you have the Enterprise. I'm just gonna hold this over here. Actually, I'm gonna set it down right here on the couch. So that, we're gonna talk about the base first. I want to make sure I don't lose that little piece. This little piece is supposed to go inside the bottom of the Enterprise. It's for the little pegs that hold it. See the little But let's put that there so we don't lose it. The base is actually really nice. I mean, it's very well constructed. It's very durable. I like the fact that it's shaped like this. And on it, it has these little, as you can see there, it says Star Trek. And then it says, whoops, 25th Anniversary Edition. It does have some damage, as you probably saw right here. You can see where it's got, you know, some missing black on the ridge right in here. And on the outside, you can see where it's missing some color here, which it's not on this side. So that's not authentic to it. It's not like a gold leaf, you know, whatever. It would be kind of cool if it was like that, because if you didn't know any better and you thought it was just outlined in gold, that looks kind of cool, right? No, it's supposed to be all black. But so it does have some scuffs, but both of the plaques are here, which these are kind of cheap. They look like stickers, if you want to know the truth. This is actually, the Star Trek thing is actually, like, it sticks out. It comes off the thing. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's like a little edge around it. And of course the little, you know, the little box right here, there's a little edge around it. So it kind of sticks up. It sticks up a little. Sticks up the surface. This is an important piece because without this, that thing would just topple over. That thing is extremely heavy. But it's flimsy, so when you put the Enterprise on it, it's extremely flimsy. I don't know if it was on this one. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, so here is my NCC 17 Starship Enterprise die-cast model. Well, not model, but die-cast ship. I have done some research on them for various reasons. One of them being because I'm trying to collect the parts that I'm missing, and there's two main parts that I'm missing that I just need. But everything that I've searched has had them missing these, the antennas on the front. So I'm fortunate that I still have the antenna. And I think there was supposed to be something at the tip, because the tip of the antenna, I don't know if you can see that or not. No, probably not. But the tip of the antenna is a different color. So I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, or if something broke off, and it looks kind of jagged to me, like it was broke off. So I'm assuming there was like maybe a little ball there that was, I don't know. But thankfully that's still there. That's a very delicate piece. A very delicate piece. Easily be broken. So they took care of it if it has that. Now this did have the two pieces that I'm missing, but they were in a box, and she didn't know which box, and she didn't know where they were. And same thing every day, you know. I have them, but I just don't know where they are, and she wants to charge me like, you know, double what I paid for the ship for the two pieces that it was missing. But what it's missing is the cover over the bridge. But I want to show you the bridge. Here's the bridge. How awesome is that? And if you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it has like little monitors. It's very cool. The cover, it's supposed to come off, and it's supposed to come off to expose the bridge, but it came off and it never returned. And so I need the cover that goes over the bridge. Also back here is your shuttle bay, and it opens, and there's supposed to be a little shuttlecraft in there, and there's not. There's no shuttlecraft. It's not even stuck in there. Like, I took a flashlight and looked down in there thinking it was stuck in there somewhere, but it's not. It's not in there. So I'm looking for that little shuttlecraft that goes in there, which that's like this big. So Um, it's heavy. It's durable. I mean, the ship itself is durable. These don't light up, unfortunately. I think they should, and I think this down here should light up too. But none of it lights up. One of the things that I found so bizarre about it is all of this grid work on this saucer. Like, I don't ever remember the saucer section of any of the Enterprises having such grid work. All these lines, like, I don't understand it. I guess it's, there is some damage over here, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. I don't know if you can see that where it's a little discolored. Let me see if I can stop moving it there for a minute. That's actually part of the mold, right above my finger. It is a part of the mold. Like, it is like literally a piece of the ship. Okay? And I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from. But it is literally a piece of the ship. So I have to imagine that it was something to do with the molding, in the molding process. I don't know. But I'll just scrape it off because I can do that. It's not coming off very easily. But anyway, yeah, that was the other thing. There was, that little imperfection right there. My dog decided they're gonna. Hey. So what ended up happening is we got quoted a price, and I was not happy with that price. Although I really should have been. I mean, I should have been happy with that price. I gotta try to get this thing back on the case because it's heavy. And this is a job in itself. I mean, this thing is very difficult. But so the woman told my husband, like, I think she said $15 at first. If I'm not mistaken. And he said 10. And I said, well, no, I think that I was lying. She said 10. And I started saying, well, there's, this problem. And I ended up getting it for $8. And from what I understand, back in '93, the Franklin Mint was selling this for over $100. It does, and I didn't go into this, it does still have its little tag here that says, I'll read it to you. The tag on it, if you look at it, you have to be very careful because I'm not holding the ship. There's a tag that hangs on it. So it's very flimsy on this, by the way. I mean, it doesn't take much to knock this around, so you have to be very, very careful with it. The tag says, Precision models exclusively from the Franklin Mint. And inside it says, the Starship Enterprise has been precision crafted and hand assembled. The die-cast model has been hand finished in the highest standards of quality. Trademark and registered and copyrighted 1991 Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved, Star Trek, and related marks and trademarks of Paramount Pictures. Crafted in China, 1991, Franklin Mint. FMPN. So it is Franklin Mint, and from what I gathered, they sold this for over $100 back in '93. And now I find them for, upwards of $90. I actually saw one that was $400. Somebody wanted $400 for it. But again, that one came with the packaging, the original packaging that it came in from the Franklin Mint. So, I think for $8 I got a really great deal. And I am looking for the dome for the bridge and for the shuttlecraft, as I said, and I will keep looking. Hopefully I can meet up with that lady again at the flea market at some point and ask her if she found them. But until then, I'm just going to keep searching. I did call the Franklin Mint, but it's not something that they can give to me or send me because they don't make it anymore. And that kind of bums me out a lot. I've never found one that isn't complete, like, somebody's just selling the base or somebody's just selling the Enterprise, where I could get it fairly cheap just to, get the dome and the shuttlecraft. But Eventually I'm hoping that I will find something, you know, that will work, you know, and, you know, maybe somebody's got one with, you know, something broke on it, or, you know, it's not really worth much to anybody, you know. But someday, maybe, I'll keep looking. But anyway, that is my Star Trek USS Enterprise NCC 1701. As you know, this is from the original series, so this is the spaceship. This is the one that Captain Kirk and Spock would be in, if you watch the series. I would like to get the Enterprise die-cast from the Next Generation as well. But I'm not, you know, I'm happy with this. This is my favorite piece. And yeah. So for all of you out there, yes, I collect Star Trek. So if you have random Star Trek stuff just laying around that you don't want anymore, leave me a comment. I'll try to work out something. Anyway, so this is my Franklin Mint NCC 1701 die-cast Starship Enterprise review. I think it's wonderful. Like I said, it is heavy, and it is very flimsy on its base, so you have to be very careful with it, but if you're a Star Trek fan, this is a must-have. You can find them on eBay. You can find them on, I don't know if you can find them on Amazon, I haven't looked, but you can definitely find them on eBay. You can find them at collector sites, anywhere where you can get, like, collectibles. And you can find them at flea markets. So, have a good one, and stay tuned for my next review.